All right, hello everyone. So today, I decided to have a very short class, and today we will be talking about our palms placement. Don't mind my palms. This is the visual tools that we'll be using, and aligning our palms on the floor. So. Since we have time, we can actually slow down and work on technique rather than flowing and going through the flow. So I had time and I've counted. I think so far I taught more than 1,150 students, and that's including the gigs that I attended, group classes, and my private coaching as well. But what I can tell from this experience, I do meet a lot of people who practice yoga for many years, but when I check their alignment when they come to my classes, I still see a lot of positioning and alignment of the hands, especially when person goes through Chatarangas or when person even in high plank or down dog, alignment is so off that a lot of us are prone to damage our wrists and wrong positioning of palms does not allow you to activate your core. You can potentially damage your shoulders in planks or transitions, or when we are active and we're flowing and jumping from chair pose into low plank. So positioning of palms is very important. And we'll also talk about how yoga practice can help us to ensure safe alignment of our wrists and palms and hands. So in the future, we don't face such things as carpal tunnel syndrome or any other injuries with our shoulders, wrists, and 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 anything else. Anyways, and it's very simple. So the way our arm is designed, even when our arms just hangs, as you observe, it just hangs straight. So everything is stacked. Your elbow is stacked above your wrist is in the center, and we have 5 fingers on the hand. So same thing on the other side. So and we more or less have to stick to same alignment. So whenever you are on the floor as well, your hands should be placed straight. Many students tend to rotate it inward and they apply a lot of pressure on the wrist and outer palm. I see a lot of people, let me grab this. A lot of people place their palm and they are not pressing into their joints. A lot of people keep their palms together and they press into the wrists. So lots of different positioning. So the main rule that I explain to my students is whenever you're in plank position, mentally locate 10 knuckles inside of your palm. Which are those? So it's 5 here and 5 on this side. And also mentally locate all 10 of your joints above your knuckles. Look at this picture, mental vision. Very good. So 10 knuckles and 10 joints inside of your palm. And those are the points where you are pressing. Don't mind the smiley face and heart face. I just didn't want my live lines on my palms to be visible. But so anything where you see dotted, that's where you're supposed to press. The way you place your palms on the mat is straight. And there should be natural spacing in between your fingers. So when I tell my students, spread your fingers wide, you should not spread your fingers that wide where you're losing control of your dots that you're supposed to point at. So 20-point contact, natural spacing in between your fingers. Very good. And arms are straight. You have soft microband in your elbows. So even when you have soft micro bend in your elbows, your arms are still more or less straight. So let's see how it looks on the mat. When I get in down dog position. Very good. So I'll start with neutral tabletop position. I'm placing all 20 points inside of my palm. So if you see my wrists are light here. And also let me show you, you gotta, whenever you place your palm on the floor, because you're pressing into this and this point, there should be a little bit of space between the floor and your wrist. So I say like your pinky should be able to fit in between the space. So when I place it here, let me show it to you. When I place my palm here, I'm able to fit my wrist, my pinky, in between the wrist and the floor. All right, so neutral tabletop position. I'm pressing in all 20 of my points, 20-point contact with my mat, tucking my toes in, and once again, pressing my heart towards my thighs. And I'm actively pressing into all 10 joints inside of my palms and 10 knuckles. Very good. Keep your elbows soft and space in between your wrists and your mat. So this is the alignment. The same happens when you are in high plank position. You're pressing into all 20 points. Very good. And you're pressing away from the floor. So that way, when you press away from the floor and you press into all 20 of your points, your wrists are light and you are able to activate your core. So this is the main rule that you should be mindful of. And the same applies to when you type on your computer. Positioning of your palms and wrists should be straight when you type. So you sit straight. Let me find my block. So if you're sitting in front of computer and typing, you're tucking your pelvis, and a lot of people type this way and also hold the mouth this way when they work. So this is not safe to keep your wrist in same position all the time this way. So try to keep your mouth straight, maybe push your chair slightly away from your desk, and even when you type, so make sure your wrists are more or less straight and you're pressing into the joints, or maybe like a little point above the joint, but not with your fingertips pressing in. So you're pressing into the little pillows of your hands and fingers. So type this way. All right, so the counter position for all the Chatarangas that we do. And once again, remember, your wrists are not there to support your weight when you are in down dog position or when you are in high plank. Your wrists are there to connect your hands, which do detailed work, with your arms, which do more muscle work, right? So once again, 20-point contact, 20-point contact. Oh, my mat is getting dirty from this marks. Very good. So you're pressing, very good, pressing into all 20 points. So once again, people who press into the wrist, they create space in their fingertips. So no, press in all 20 points, press away from the mat. Very good. And the counter position for all the Chatarangas that we do, even when you've worked and typed a lot on computer, would be gorilla pose. So you go ahead, tuck your toes, tuck your hands under your toes, and press your toes into your hands while lifting your tailbone up. Very good. So this is a great counter stretch for all the computer work that we do, all the high planks, low planks, transitions, down dog. So once again, I think your number one cue, remember 10 knuckles, 10 joints above your hands. Your hands should be placed straight on the mat. So my pointer is letter L, which is parallel to the front of the mat. I'm pressing an old 20 point contact inside of my palm, and I'm pressing away from the floor. Instead of collapsing on my wrist, I'm pressing away. That helps you to activate your core. It also helps you to lock your shoulders in the back, so you're not holding the weight in your shoulders, you're not holding the weight in your wrists. You're using the floor as a leverage to press away, and you are activating your core. And that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions. And once again, every time you practice on your mat, the goal is not to complete the routine or not to complete the flow. Your goal is to, with every movement, be present and steady alignment of your body and combine it, unite it with your breath. Anything that you learn on the mat should serve you as a pointer to be more aligned of the mat in your daily life. And in our case, it would be either we should be mindful how we hold the phone with our wrist. If you're curling it, if you're typing, your wrist in same position and it's not in a aligned position, so you can hurt yourself. So straighten it, maybe hold the phone with two hands. When you type straight, use the pads at the end of your fingertips rather than fingers itself. And once again, press away and stay fully. It's very simple today, but the real work starts when we actually have to be mindful and to practice this knowledge on the mat and in daily life. Thank you for watching, and I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because that's where you can see when I come up with new videos. And also, if you really want to work on your wrists, go ahead, like this video. That's where it gets saved, so you can always come back to it and practice and get the cues. All right, bye.